Bienvenidos. Queremos compartir con ustedes el siguiente documental, llamado Metamorfosis Urbana, la gestión ambiental en las artes escénicas. Un equipo de docentes de la Facultad de Agronomía de la Universidad de Buenos Aires presentó este documental interactivo en Berlín, en junio de 2024. A través de una performance en vivo y un documental, se abordaron 3 ejes clave. 1. Consumo consciente en las artes escénicas. Se propuso que el sector artístico lidere la transición hacia prácticas más sostenibles, reduciendo su huella de carbono. 2. Valorización de residuos. Se destacó la capacidad del arte para transformar los residuos en nuevas obras, promoviendo la economía circular. 3. Comunicación interdisciplinaria. Se enfatizó la importancia de unir ciencias ambientales y arte para comunicar de manera efectiva los desafíos ambientales y las soluciones posibles. La presentación innovadora, realizada en formato híbrido, conectó a Buenos Aires y Berlín en tiempo real. La bailarina Lucía Iacarino, tesista de la licenciatura en Ciencias Ambientales, desde Berlín, interactuó con el documental, creando una experiencia inmersiva para el público. A continuación podrán ver el documental junto con imágenes de la función grabada previamente al Festival de Berlín con el fin de compartir este trabajo con ustedes. Los invitamos a disfrutarlo.
Welcome. We are the team of the Environmental Management Area of the Faculty of Agronomy of the University of Buenos Aires, Argentina. On the stage with you is Lucía Iacarino, dancer and thesis student of the bachelor's degree in environmental sciences. From the university campus, she is accompanied by the teaching team. Representing them, in synchronous connection, is Daniela Picardi, Bachelor of Environmental Sciences, researcher and professor at this university. In the artistic collaboration, Elizabeth Cancino, actress, playwright, and theatre director. Art, as a mirror of humanity, reflects the complexity and diversity of the human experience, capturing emotions, ideas, and perspectives that are fundamental to understanding our relationship with the environment. Since time immemorial, art has served as a means to express the beauty and fragility of nature, inspiring people to protect and value it. One of our current lines of research focuses on the analysis of the environmental impact of the performing arts and the exploration of art as a language of environmental communication. The performing arts as such take place mostly in urban contexts. For this reason, they are a fundamental factor in the transition to more sustainable cities. Thinking about this transition, it is essential for us to share two particular cases of Buenos Aires where nature is incorporated by the city. First of all, we would like to share that this agricultural faculty is located in Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, with more than 3 million inhabitants. It is the most populated city in the country and one of the most densely populated in Latin America. Its rich history of immigration is reflected in its diverse cultural composition. It is also an important economic and financial center, driven by the service, trade, and industry sectors. This large metropolis is home to this agricultural college, which has made an important transition by incorporating sustainability as part of our city. This is reflected in the fact that 20 years ago, a degree in environmental sciences was created in this university, which made known the need to incorporate environmental issues in an urban context. Another example of how nature is incorporated into our cities is the story of our urban nature reserve Costanera Sur, the setting where the photography for this festival was taken. This reserve, located on the banks of the Rio de la Plata, is an inspiring example of nature's ability to reclaim its space and thrive even in adverse conditions. In the past, this area was covered with debris and abandoned. However, through a process of natural reclamation, pioneer plants pushed their way through the rubble, creating a habitat for a wide variety of flora and fauna. Birds, insects, reptiles, and small mammals found a safe and resource-rich home in this new ecosystem. Recognizing the value of this green space, the local community advocated for its protection and it was declared an urban nature reserve, which protected it from destruction and urban development. Subsequently, it was designated a Ramsar site. This designation, granted by an international convention recognizing the ecological importance of wetlands, highlights the reserve's rich biodiversity and its crucial role in climate regulation, water purification, and coastal protection. More than just a nature reserve, Costanera Sur is a symbol of hope and a reminder of nature's power to heal and thrive. Its story inspires us to work together to restore degraded ecosystems and protect the priceless natural wealth that surrounds us. Understanding this generality regarding transitions to more sustainable cities, we invite you to enjoy this performance called Urban Metamorphosis, Environmental Management in the Performing Arts. During the performance we will travel through fundamental stages of this transition and invite you to participate in its stages. Below we encourage you to interact with Lucia's process of metamorphosis. Lucia is now in another state. She will need to interact with her environment to make changes that are necessary. All of you will be able to help her with this change when she needs it. She will also use resources from the space to grow up and continue her transformation process. In an energy-driven world, every light that is switched on, every car that is started and every factory that is running is crucially dependent on energy sources that we extract from our environment. This global dependence on fossil fuels is not only unsustainable, but also carries serious environmental impacts. There is an urgent need to transform consumption from conventional sources to cleaner, renewable alternatives. Solar energy captures sunlight, while wind energy harnesses the wind. Hydropower uses the flow of rivers and seas. More efficient energy use in homes and factories, as well as emerging technologies, such as carbon capture and the use of hydrogen as an energy source, can radically transform our environmental impact. These initiatives seek not only to protect the planet, but also to improve our quality of life. Energy powers everything from national economies to the most basic needs in our homes. The way we have been obtaining this energy has compromised our collective future. The transition to renewable energy is not just an option, but a necessity. This shift promises not only a cleaner environment, but also a new era for our cities. Art has a transformative power in our society. What is our role? We must actively participate in redefining our energy consumption. The performing arts have a critical role to play in building a sustainable energy future. By raising awareness, promoting, imagining, reflecting and celebrating the transition to clean energy, the arts can contribute to social and cultural change that will drive the transformation to a greener and more just world for future generations. The curtain rises, but a silent crisis unfolds. Theaters and cinemas of the world consume a significant amount of energy, rely heavily on fossil fuels and generate a considerable amount of waste. Behind the scenes, a commitment to the planet. Reducing water consumption, responsible waste management, public transportation and bicycles become allies. The lights go out, but the story does not end here. The green revolution in the performing arts has begun, igniting a brighter, more sustainable future for the arts and the planet. The performing arts can actively promote sustainable practices in their own operation. Implementing measures such as energy efficiency and the adoption of renewable energy in theaters, rehearsal halls, and events can set a visible and tangible example for audiences. The performing arts, as agents of resignification, serve as a resounding testament to the boundless nature of creativity and the transformative power of art. Materials destined for the discard pile are given a new lease on life, finding renewed purpose and value as essential elements in the creation of artistic masterpieces. In this transformative journey, we weave the threads of the future. We envision a shift driven by conscious choices in the materials utilized for productions, embracing the principles of the circular economy. Recycled, reused, and biodegradable materials take center stage in scenographies, breathing new life into discarded plastic bottles, weathered wood, and abandoned fabrics. In the hands of ingenious artists, these elements acquire a profound significance, fulfilling new roles within the artwork. Organic and fair trade fabrics replace synthetic and polluting alternatives, minimizing the environmental footprint of productions. Each garment carries a narrative of responsibility and commitment to our planet. Each play, each performance, each staging becomes a powerful message, igniting reflection and inspiring action. The stage transforms into a sanctuary where creativity and environmental consciousness converge, forging a path towards a greener and more sustainable future. Artistic interventions in public spaces serve as catalysts for revitalization, breathing life into otherwise drab and monotonous environments. These vibrant and lively creations not only transform the physical landscape but also foster a sense of local identity and strengthen the bonds of community. By incorporating natural elements into their artworks, urban artists invite citizens to contemplate the critical importance of environmental preservation and to take concrete steps towards its protection. We cordially invite you to gather around Lucia, accompanying her on this transformative journey and engaging with her as she progresses towards her final state. To facilitate her emergence, Lucia will communicate her needs as you approach her. We're about to open this special cocoon that's been holding something that's gone through a big change. It's almost time for its final transformation. Let's open it up and see what happens. There is an urgent need to rethink how to convey ideas about environmental preservation and to integrate nature into cities. One strategy is to use green or abandoned spaces as stages for stage productions, revaluing them and raising public awareness. Another option is to approach conventional spaces with a sustainable approach, adapting them to the needs of the productions. Artistic language becomes an invaluable tool to communicate these messages. Its ability to raise awareness and mobilize the public makes it ideal for information and awareness campaigns on sustainable practices. Performing arts can also fuel imagination and creativity, exploring visions of a renewable energy future and showcasing the benefits of this shift. These productions can inspire hope and mobilize audiences to work towards a more sustainable future, using their imagination to envision a better world. The performing arts can generate spaces for critical reflection and dialogue, such as interactive performances that encourage discussion on issues such as climate justice, energy policy, and the role of business and individuals in building a sustainable future. Dance works inspired by the movement of the wind, musical performances that evoke the power of the sun, or performances that use hydropower as a creative element can connect the public with nature and clean energy in a sensory and emotional way. Exposing people from an early age to environmental education through artistic languages not only enriches their lives, but also contributes to building a more inclusive and culturally aware society. Art has the power to inspire, provoke, and challenge, acting as a catalyst for change. Through creative expression, artists can address difficult issues, raise environmental awareness, and foster empathy, creating a space for dialogue and reflection. Art reflects the complexity and diversity of the human experience in nature, capturing emotions, ideas, and perspectives that are fundamental to understanding the environment around us. Since time immemorial, art has served as a mirror that shows us who we are and what we value as a society. The performing arts play a crucial role in Buenos Aires, and initiating the transition to sustainable cities from this angle raises awareness of life in nature within cities. In this session, Lucia has brought to life a project that fuses art and environment. Using the performing arts as a language, environmental concepts were conveyed from a different perspective, with a more sensitive and accessible approach. The performing arts play a crucial role in Buenos Aires, and initiating the transition to sustainable cities from this angle raises awareness of life in nature within cities. We thank you for having participated in this experience and allowing us to share our work with you.